Thanks for joining us for 5 on 5. I'm Joe Sullivan. Pleased to be joined today by Monique DeSpain, Republican candidate for the 4th Congressional District. Monique, thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
Border security is such a huge issue. Do you think Congress is doing enough for our national security?
Well, Congress is trying to resolve the issue, but the current administration is adamantly opposed to border security, and it's one of the main reasons I'm running for Congress. We need people in the U.S. House of Representatives that make it a priority to secure our border.
There is a big homelessness problem, especially in Eugene. Do you think that Congress is doing enough? And if you were elected, what would you do for affordable housing?
Oh, well, homelessness is a complex issue. Affordable housing is almost a separate issue. Where do I start? I'm in Eugene. I live in South Eugene. Eugene has the highest homelessness rate per capita of any city in the nation. Absolutely intolerable conditions, and people are sick of it and ready to elect new representation, I think, locally all the way to this federal position that I'm applying for. The open border feeds and fuels the drug addiction problem, which of course is causing homeless conditions, drug addiction and mental health conditions. But we also have just an affordable housing crisis for working people like our younger generation. My son's 26 years old and they have great jobs feeling priced out of the American dream. We can lift the restrictions on builders. Accessible, builders so they can access the money to invest in building, but government needs to get out of the way of of building. And also we need to revisit our archaic land use laws. Right now, all the humans in Oregon are living on approximately 7% of the real estate in our district. All of this needs to be revisited. We need authentic, bold leadership that wants to solve problems, and we don't have that right now. I could go on about our access to natural resources, which could also alleviate the strain of new housing.
Well, let me get you to some more questions here. You're not shy about your thoughts on your opponent. You've said Val Hoyle is not representing the interest of Oregonians. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, I think all progress begins with telling the truth. And I'm running on a platform of public safety, economic prosperity, and holding our government accountable. And that begins with transparency. We have an elected congresswoman who's under federal investigation for a classic pay-to-play scheme with the likes of LaMotta, one of the largest marijuana distributors in the state. And you can learn more about that on my website. I'm not making it up. I feel like I'm obligated to be sure the voters know that they have a stark contrast and choice in elected representation right now. We have a congressperson who votes against America every chance she gets. She's voted against border security. There was a bill in the House that she voted against. She's voted against all 10 bills that resulted to protect the American people because of the open border. She failed to condemn anti-Semitism. I mean, she votes against veterans, votes against law enforcement. It's really remarkable. And I feel that it's been my mission to raise awareness this year and offer a better choice to the people who live in the 4th District.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and be back with part 2 of our 5 on 5. Stay with us. Welcome back to part 2 of our 5 on 5 with Monique DeSpain, candidate for the 4th Congressional District. And would you support a vote for a national abortion ban?
No, sir. And I've been clear on this all year long. And my opponent, our elected congresswoman, lies and runs $1 million in ads saying that I want to ban abortion. And I have been clear from the beginning. I oppose any federal bans. I do not think the federal government has any business in our health care, in a woman's choices about her life. And I have vowed to protect Oregon's laws on this issue of life.
What is the biggest challenge facing District 4 and how would you fix it?
The biggest challenge facing District 4 right now, I think, is Val Hoyle. And I am determined to raise awareness and get people out. Look, we have 8 days till Election Day. This is the most consequential election of our lifetimes, not just for me personally, but the people who live here. I'm a political outsider. I'm not owned or bought by any special interest group like my opponent Val Hoyle is. Oregon needs an independent voice to stick up for it in Washington, D.C. on the issues of public safety, on the economy, on getting back to accessing our natural resources and holding our state and federal government accountable to deliver those items, public safety and a healthy economy. Meanwhile, we are represented by a congresswoman who's under federal investigation for doing favors at the expense of taxpayers for her donors. The choice just couldn't be more clear. But right now, I would say the biggest challenge is the crime. The businesses are leaving town. Our schools, all of our community services, and law enforcement in particular are suffering because of the increased strain, and yet fewer dollars because we can't access our natural resources in a responsible way. I'm the only one expressing any concern between Val Hoyle and I for the annual wildfires that are decimating our beautiful forests, and they won't come back. You know, it's an urgent matter that we need to deal with now. And she voted against the Fix Our Forest Act that is good, transformative approach to reducing wildfires in a bipartisan bill. To get the work of the Oregonians done, we need a bipartisan, common sense person like myself. As an attorney and as a JAG officer in the military for 30 years, I've been bringing people together to solve problems and produce results my whole career. We have a career politician who's done nothing but politics and nothing in the way of delivering results.
We have about 30 seconds left. Is there anything that you want to talk about that you haven't touched upon so far?
Thank you. There's so much more information on my website, MoniqueForCongress.com, and I encourage everyone to go there to find out how my process and the work that I want to do for the people of the district. We have 8 days left. It's so critical. Every vote does count, and we really can bring change. There is a clear contrast in your choice for your representative for the 4th District, and I'd be honored to have everybody's support.
Monique DeSpain, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more local news.